And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. And here it is, kids. This is in your notes. I hope that you'll pull these out and follow along. Fill this in. All things, all times, all that you need. Say that with me. All things, all times. That's financial freedom. That is financial security. But in order for God to grant that type of provision in your life, you have to sow seed with him. You have to invite him into the area of your finances. And it boils down to a decision. We've talked about it the last 2 weeks. This is the third time I've said it. Every major achievement in your life came as a result of some decision. Something's going to be different. Change is coming. That's the new theme. Change needs to come to many of our financial pictures. So what I'd like to do in your notes is give you 4 decisions that need to be made to be financially free. Number 1, track your spending. Track your spending. It's not just enough to track it, you've got to keep tracking it. I asked the question in our Crown Financial Ministry, which is coming up in April. One of the assignments is that you track every single penny that you spend, every single penny that you spend for a month. And if you did that, well, first of all, would you be willing to do that? And most people aren't. But when you do, you often find that there's a lot of money going to places that you had no idea they were going. And there's the typical Starbucks and all that. We get that. But what about some hobbies that you might have? Or what about entertainment? Or what about the grocery store? When you begin to track what you spend at the grocery store, you find that it's not that you're outspending at the grocery store. It's that you're spending things, if you have young kids, on like those silly games that are all $1.99, $2.99, $3.99. They got to have 2 or 3 of those every trip, right? And then you spend all that stuff in the checkout, and there's beef jerky, and there's the magazine you got to get, and some batteries, and all of a sudden you're just buying all these spur-of-the-moment things, and you realize my grocery bill is not going to food, it's going to all this other junk. And if you track every penny, you begin to find out what happens. Listen, you wouldn't continue to keep a money manager of your finances on as an employee if they were doing a lousy job, would you? Would you? You with me? Okay, let's go. So track your spending and see how you're doing.